So I'm just in behind the Holy Cross Hospital. This is the Elbow River. If you see way over there, that tree right in front of me, about 100 yards or more up, that's a park. I don't think I've ever seen it this bad in Calgary. Wow. The people that are living in these apartments, even as far as you can see over there, those red brick, that'd be all flooded out. Wow. So just to get perspective, there's the old Holy Cross Hospital, and now we're right next to the Elbow River. So that's where I just walked from. Now I'll do a spin here. And this is 2nd Street, looking towards 4th Street where Earl's is up here. And that's all flooded out. So what will we see when we get up here? It's like, hopefully there's no zombies running around. Wow. This is 2nd Street and 25th Avenue. And that's, ooh, look at the van and the ditch way up there. Wow. And that's going towards McLeod Trail. Humpty's up there. So this is 26th Avenue and 2nd Street. I just came from there, just to give some perspective. Wow. That's crazy. And this is usually where we walk for our walks. Looks more like the Assiniboine River than it does the Elbow River. Wow. And if you look over on the other side there, you can see that new home that was just built about a year ago is totally flooded. Poor people, all these homes across the river there. I guess that's Roxborough Park, which is kind of like an extension of Mount Royal. Erlton. Wow. Yeah. I've never seen the Elbow River this high. Take a walk up here. Well, now that I think back to 2005, there was a house that was up here that is now gone, and they started construction on what appears to be a condo. I'm sure that sustained some damage. Wow. And this is just one part of Calgary. There's river systems that go all over this city. I think the city is 700 square kilometers, so it's a big city. About 1.3 million people only, but river systems, path systems. all over the city in various parts. There's a car submerged. Wow. No wonder they evacuated. Poor people that live in these places. Basement suites over there. Man.
It's up to the top of the doors on the houses on the river. Top of the doors, like it is. Fuck. Like it's at the top of the ceiling.
Nuts. And here's the intersection again at 25th Ave and 2nd Street. The cop up there was giving us directions to move back this way. The water is getting higher. That's nice. That sucks, man, if this guy lives here. Poor people. This is just in behind the old Holy Cross Hospital, just to give some perspective. And this is Holy Cross Lane in behind the Holy Cross Hospital, or Holy Cross Center, and it's flooded up there. The river is just adjacent here. Looks very high. Let's go see if that bridge is covered. And just in behind the Holy Cross Center. And this is where your mom and I go for our walks. Lindsay Park. Now would be swims. I think they should rename the river. That's all Lindsay Park. I can trade spots with you if you want. Yeah. It's funny how a natural disaster encourages people to go for a walk. if I pan this way, looks like 4th Street is closed going south. Wow. When we walked here last night, it was all open. So the river must have crested in the wee hours of the morning, maybe around 5 a.m., 6 a.m. So looking south on 4th, there's Earl's. And the Safeway is just up on the corner where they were constructing those berms last night. They were piling up dirt.
Well, you can see in the cloud, but how much is going to be?
Well, the stuff, I guess, the way they structure it, they're not going to run out.
So this is just in behind the Safeway. You can see where they constructed those berms. The dirt and sandbags and everything piled up there. We were here last night and watching them construct that. Looks like it may have helped deter some of the water, but it's really bad here. I'd never seen this part of the city hit like this by floods before. And it is really a relatively small river, the Elbow, that feeds into the larger Bow River, but
look at that, Earl's.
don't think it's been this high. Not in the 35 years I lived here.
I'm gonna stop by there again. That was pretty.
The management, the people that own the building, they'll clean it up for you. You live in Gordon? Oh, I see. Oh, I know, I understand. Oh, yeah. The basement is clean, but if you're up high, you'll be fine. Yeah. You'll be fine.
Yeah, poor people that live around here. All these apartments. So this is the Safeway where we were standing last night. And there's the berms that they put up. Okay, this is in behind Earl's on 4th Street. Here's Earl's parking lot. This apartment here, maybe the back portion might be flooded in the basement, but maybe part of it is being saved. Oh, there's a Land Rover. They're good for something. That's a little crazy. I'll go stand out here. And there's Earl's. I'm shooting this basically for people that don't live in the area of Calgary but are familiar with this section. Crazy. There's Shoppers Drug Mart there and Earl's. Wow. Hey. And this is probably the only time that fountain at Earl's has got water in it, sadly. Pretty sad, hey?
Incredible.
Yeah, in my 35 years in Calgary, I've never seen this, and I've lived around this area 15 maybe.
Where you are up on top of a patio.
Oh, there's people that are trapped. There's the SUV. Wow.
What's he doing?
I don't know, he just went back and forth. Maybe he's lost.
He get himself arrested.
Totally.
Does this go all the way downtown?
We live on 15th and 2nd, and there's nothing there. But once you kind of work your way south a little bit, that's when it gets bad. So there's a dry patch straight ahead, as you can see, but over that, of course, where the river is, it's all flooded back there. So there's the odd high spot that's safe, but the poor people that live in these basement suites or apartments, man, it's like...
Well, I was one block. I live on 19 from 7th.
So there must be some people trapped somewhere. I heard the police making an announcement from their helicopter a moment ago to get to a roof or a higher place of ground. And he said, "We see you, we know where you are. Please move to a higher ground." Apparently there were some people that were killed in some trailers up the river that got washed out, flash flooded. So I don't think they found the bodies. That's really sad. Okay, now we're just sort of north of the Elbow River. This is St. Mary's Church. I believe that's what it's called. And we're going to walk up here and see how far the river has gone, or how far it's risen here. Now there's part of the Saddle Dome way at the end there, you see? Just to put perspective on where we are. And here's another little street that we usually walk down to get to Lindsay Park. There's St. Mary's Cathedral, the old train station. I think it's now a ballet studio or something. And as we're walking up, you can just hear the river rushing. Generally a very tame river. Sometimes you can walk across this thing and it's only ankle deep. Ooh, looks pretty high. Oh yeah. Jeez. Yeah, the concrete base to those spans underneath is totally submerged. I've seen them submerged once a few years ago, but this is a little higher.
Not that far.
There's the back of St. Mary's High School. No school today. Wow. Looks more like the Assiniboine River than it does the Elbow River. And like I said, this river is so shallow at times you can walk across it and it's ankle deep. The park is flooded. So just to spin around, that's downtown, just over those trees. St. Mary's Cathedral, Calgary Tower, some condos. Now this is called Lindsay Park, one of the inner city parks here in Calgary. It's kind of hard to differentiate, but between the white cloudy sky you can see the rooftop of Talisman Center, which has got a couple of Olympic-sized swimming pools and diving tanks. It's a large aquatic center. And this is Lindsay Park. And I recall when I was a kid living in Winnipeg seeing Bruce Park get like this when the Assiniboine River used to rise. And Sturgeon Creek and everything else used to go crazy. This is something that I've never seen or heard of, and I've lived in Calgary 35 years, as I stated, and this has never happened in my time here, and I don't believe it's ever happened in recorded history, but Who knows? That's crazy. So we go down here and feed chickadees sometimes. So it's totally understandable why they had an evacuation for all this area in and around Safeway.
All those pathways are buried. There's nothing to go for right now. You can see them all later. I'm not going to text them, but yeah, Dave's just left.
Wow.
I texted him.
That's crazy. Yowza, yowza, yowza. Wow. So basically this is Lindsay Park Aquatic Center here, or Talisman Center. And that's the Elbow River. Wow. That's crazy. Wow. It's just insane. Man. So basically behind these trees back there is the other side is Holy Cross Center, the old Holy Cross Hospital, where I was standing towards the beginning of this video. And let's take a walk around. Wow. It's so strange seeing this in this way. Man, those poor apartments over there up to the second floor in water. Wow. Here comes something floating down the river. And there's the back of Lindsay Park, or Talisman Center, I'm sorry. We were just walking along here last night, and I made a comment that I didn't think the water would get quite as high as these condominiums here. I guess I was wrong.
So it looks like those apartment buildings are pretty...
Oh, they're covered. Second floor.
Is that the second floor?
Yeah. There's, I believe there's one more floor.
Some of the lowest...
Wow. We have some friends who live in here, and I didn't think they would be hit by this, but it looks like they are. That's terrible. That is awful. And this is the district of Erlton. Here. And we were walking right straight ahead there where I'm pointing the camera last night. We walked through there at the beginning of this lengthy video.
This can be at least 20 feet.
Yeah, yeah. It's crazy. So many people are displaced, properties damaged. It's awful. Wow. So if I spin around, there's Talisman Center here. the only place with an abundance of water doesn't get flooded. So you look at the tops of those signs, those no parking signs, and that gives a bit of perspective. There's a car that's submerged over there. Wow. And there's a vehicle. And that's a good reason why they shut the power off. Those lines are shaking pretty good. And there's Lindsay Aquatic Center, or Talisman, right here. And there's part of the Stampede ground straight ahead, the grandstand, where they used to have the horse racing. Here's some baby ducks. Looks like a mother duck, a mallard, and her 4 young. It's really sad. We have friends who live in this street here. That's Erlton LRT station, transit. There's the back of the Stampede grounds, the grandstand. Truck there. Wow. McLeod Trail, if you can see way over there, there's something floating. That is the first time I've ever seen something floating down McLeod Trail, which is kind of like one of the main drags in this city. I guess it's, if you're in Winnipeg, it'd be the equivalent to Portage Avenue. And that's Erlton back there. At one point in time, this is one of the older districts of Calgary. It was many homes through this area, which they leveled when they built these condos over here. Still a few stragglers there, a few homes and apartments left in Erlton on this side. Just covered. And there's the C train station and the bridge that the train usually passes over, which is normally a really small river, the Elbow. Wow, that's McLeod Trail. McLeod Trail. Insane. Wow. Top of a cart there. maybe I shouldn't be standing so close here. And just to think, Calgary Stampede is in another, I guess, a little over 10 days away. Calgary Stampede. Don't mind me, I'm just shooting a narrative here. Another shot of McLeod Trail going into the downtown core. There's the Saddle Dome. And there's the Elbow River, which would normally be a couple hundred yards over that way. Wow. Yeah, this is all roadway. That's insane. Several geese. Hey, babies. Don't worry. So if you look over there, there's another part of, I think that's First Street, and then this merges with McLeod Trail, which was somewhere under all that back there. You can just see the height of the Elbow gushing over the guardrail on that bridge. And that road will lead you into And this is the north side of Talisman Center. I just want to see. Yeah, that's. Then you can make out the steeple of St. Mary's Cathedral off there in the distance, so you can kind of see where. There's a gentleman walking here. Well, here I am underneath the backside of Lindsay Talisman Center. I'm just going to kind of navigate through here. I had to jump over that little bit of water. And our bike path is under there somewhere. Yes, I'm Calgary's roving reporter, live at Lindsay Aquatic Center. Well, nobody pushing pedals in there today. They'd have such a nice view. Let's get to higher ground. There we go. Talisman Center. And coming up to the pedestrian bridge here in Lindsay Park, there's part of the path. Starting to rain again. So we walked through here the other day as well. And again, straight ahead is the Saddle Dome Calgary Stampede grounds. We're a couple of blocks from McLeod Trail yet, a few blocks, and there's water all the way back to here. So, and I'm on 17th Avenue Southwest and 1st Street Southwest. So this guy just came through here. The wake of water soaked our feet. He was trying to get out this way and he never noticed there's a roadblock up there.